Hi! I'm sure we lost everyone. We lost our Wi-Fi connection or internet connection here, but I think we're back now, so we'll give it another shot. We probably lost you all. We're coming back here. I'm sure everyone is wondering, probably still watching our frozen picture.
Here we go.
We're on again. Well, we got one watching. We got one back. Hello.
LMA's back.
Hello. Are you out there? Oh, goodness sakes. Hey, Omar. Technology's great until it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or it freezes up. So that's what that froze up twice, and then finally the third time it didn't come back at all. So I hope you come back. I think we got through the main points of what the changes are. We have a 4-phase plan that the COVID task force developed way back last March. We're probably in phase 3.4, I would say. Not quite to 4 yet, but 3.4. 4 would be back to the way we were before COVID. So the last one, I guess, that we probably didn't get through totally is the the Easter breakfast. And the team is on for Easter breakfast. And again, we don't know what to expect, but they'll be ready for you. And we're probably just going to go with round tables and not put up the long tables like we have in the past to try to keep the groups a little bit smaller. And there again, during the breakfast time at Easter, if you can, wear your mask while you're getting your food and walking to your seat. And then just like a restaurant in Sioux Falls here, you take it off and you eat and you visit, and you got to go to the bathroom, put it back on if it would be great if you could, and then take it off again when you return to the table and visit. So, well, we got a few people that came back on. Thank you for coming back. So, what else do you have to add, Rachel, to anything that I've said?
So,
please.
First of all, I want to say thank you to the members of the task force, because there is a lot of weight and a lot of thought that went into the different stages and how we progress through this. So thank you everybody for that input, and that this continues to be fluid. So again, as we progress through this, we continually watch these numbers and see where we're at. And so if we need to back things off, like we took the tape down once before, had some issues, put it back up. So again, just realize that, like everything in COVID, we're just working through making the best decisions that we can with the info that we have. Like Pastor said, vaccines are becoming more and more available. You do have to be a little aggressive if you are not necessarily in that age group. So there are a lot of underlying pre-existing conditions that qualify you to get your vaccine. So certainly they're on like the South Dakota Department of Health website. But if you have any questions, please just reach out to me.
Someone went to the cdc.gov, I think, that told me, and they registered on that national website.
Okay.
And then boom, days later, their provider here in Sioux Falls called them and got them online to get the vaccine. So if you want to get it and you're in your 50s, you just need to be a little proactive, and they'll get you in there. And
really, any adult that has a pre-existing
condition.
There you go.
Right.
So,
and that was me too. I have high blood pressure.
You may be 25 and have high blood pressure.
Right. I noticed sitting in there today for the waiting the 15 minutes. I mean, the ages in there were from, I would say, 20-ish, all the way to the elderly, and everyone in between. So I don't know if they were Sanford employees or what they were, but they were young folks getting their vaccine.
And from colleges.
Maybe that's right, and maybe they're being proactive
and
getting on the list to get it done. So what else?
So that, and again, we talk about masks, and so I would still encourage you to wear them. Now it's going to just move from required to optional. That doesn't mean that no one's going to be wearing a mask. So like I said, I'm going to continue to wear them, showing support for that. Yes, continue to wear them, especially if you've not gotten into that category to get your vaccine. Right. Absolutely. Continue to wear them. When we talk about, like, kids in school are really good at, this is how they've been doing lunches. that if they're going to have a refreshment, you go get your cup of coffee, you're wearing your mask, you sit down at your table, you take off your mask, you drink your coffee, you put your mask back on, and get up and go to the bathroom, do your thing. So we just ask that you would continue to do that.
We Sunday school wise, it'll continue on the same until the 4th as well. I know Ches, we talked to her as well during staff meeting, and so it'll become optional for the children as well in the Sunday school, but I think generally they're going to continue to wear their masks because they do at school anyway. So that'll be the general direction we go, but there may be some that just are going to refuse, and we'll just work through it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll work through it. I've got some comments from folks that are happy that we're trying to take another step forward. And then we've got some comments from folks that they're hesitant that we're moving forward. So I don't know, we're trying to find a good middle ground, but to keep moving forward a little bit without putting a bunch of people at risk, because you still can wear your mask. And those that aren't wearing their masks are probably vaccinated, but we don't know that for sure, but that would be the general thought. And I think there's some CDC guidance on mask wearing when you're with people that have been vaccinated versus people when you're vaccinated and not vaccinated. So do you have anything you could add on that?
So there's some new information out that you've been fully vaccinated, I've been fully vaccinated, we can take our masks off now. Where before it was, even though we've been fully vaccinated, you and I together should have kept our masks on. So again, as we are all learning through this process, more and more is coming out. So now that certainly says that even though we've been fully vaccinated and we're in different group settings, medium-sized group settings and large-sized group settings, we're still to wear our masks. But that again, all is ever changing. So I continue to watch that, but that was some of the discussion also of starting to become things optional instead of required at this point.
So I see, there's a question here. I don't know if I addressed all of it. I didn't address the youth and smaller classrooms. I guess if I would be running the classroom, and we haven't talked to the teachers, but if there's a consensus, then you could take your masks off.
And
I think that's happening now anyway within some groups anyway within the church.
Right, and I think that is certainly something that maybe as the Sunday school teacher, reach out to those parents, and maybe that can be a discussion point, because some rooms are smaller and maybe we need to kind of switch up Sunday school rooms a little bit to make, if it's a smaller group or a bigger group.
Yeah.
But if it's too tight of a space, I totally understand that, but maybe just reach out to those parents so that you guys are all on the same page, because there's some groups that aren't that big that
it's not going to be perfect. But we are, like I said, just trying to take some steps forward, and as Rachel said, we've taken steps backward already as well. So that's why the task force people are here, all these medical professionals that are right in the middle of the battle of this thing, and they watch the numbers and they know what's happening with things that aren't in the media and the public, so they know what's happening in the background of all of this. So that's why it's wonderful to have these people advising us as a congregation, and not we're just guessing, but I mean they know the true science, I guess, behind what's happening.
Yeah, and they can see firsthand what we might see 2 weeks later,
right?
What they see coming in their doors.
Any other questions that the folks that are with us may have, you can type it on in, or if you feel comfortable. I don't know, Nicole, hopefully we addressed your questions there the best that we could at this time. I'm sure we'll get some feedback from Sunday school parents as we move forward. And I mean, I don't mean to be overly reactive, but I'd rather be proactive, but we need to be reactive as well in some points as we move forward in this process. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it might just be the easiest to reach out to that group and see where people are comfortable with, because that's kind of what we've done with other groups too, is smaller groups. What are you all comfortable with? I know the LWML smaller groups, some like to meet by Zoom, some people in the atrium apart. So kind of gauging that group. I know it's not a great answer, Nicole, but I think that might be the best. I do think that a lot of Sunday school kids will probably just continue what they do every day at school. That's what I'm going to have my kids do.
Yeah. Right. I guess I'll talk a little bit longer. I'm part of Camp Minneboji, and we're struggling with that as well, how to handle the whole mass issue while kids are at camp. And so we're wrestling with that now as well, the leadership of Camp Minneboji. But the state of Iowa is guiding us. They're pretty tight there in Iowa. We're here in South Dakota, it's more open, and you can kind of, each municipality or each business or each church or each individual can make up really their own mind, I guess, on this, how they're going to handle it. Let's see, no more questions coming in. I don't think I have anything else to share. Coming up this Sunday, we're taking a look at the Gospel of Mark, chapter 10, verse 32 to 45. So if you want to read ahead, that'd be great. And Jesus is confronted by James and John, wondering if they could be on his right side and his left side, and they left poor Peter out. So they were trying to take the big three down to the big two, and James and John were trying to get on both sides of Jesus, so when he took the throne, they could be his lieutenants. And then Jesus, what did he say? He said, well, the last shall be first, and the first shall be last. And he just predicted his passion again for the third time, but all they were still thinking about is where they're going to sit by Jesus when he's on the throne of David. So they're not thinking of serving others, they're thinking of serving themselves. So that kind of brings me around to kind of this whole issue of here we are during this time of COVID, trying to take small steps ahead. And I guess I just ask you to think of those that may consider that they still need to wear their mask, and those that don't want to wear their mask, so we can consider each other and be kind to each other, and just consider each other's feelings first before your own, and it's all good, it's all okay. The main part is we're here in church, and that we're attending, and that we're finding Christ here and receiving his gifts of the sacrament. So that's the most important. That's what we've been trying to provide since June, I guess, as just a place to come and worship and continue on, even with a mask, bearing that burden of for our neighbor is why we're doing it. So, or we're doing it. All right, I'll stop preaching. You might hear more of that in the sermon on Sunday. I don't know. I'll have to wait and see.
It's a good little teaser there for us.
Maybe not. All right, well, we don't need to blabber on, because, Rachel and I, we could blabber on.
I'm a good blabber.
Me too.
Ask my family, yeah.
Yeah, and you all know me, so. Last call for any questions that someone wants to type in that's with us. Wanted to give you an update. If any of you folks that are on here have anyone that's interested in Camp Minneboji, which is June 20th through the 26th, I'm on the Camp Minneboji Facebook page tomorrow at noon on Facebook Live, taking questions and things like that, and from whoever wants to come in, kids or parents, probably more parents, I'd say, and we'll try to answer questions on how we're going to try to handle a few things with, I don't know, usually we have about 200 kids there, so we don't know what to expect. So tomorrow, if you want to watch again, if you need some more comic relief, I'll be here at noon. All right. Well, thank you all very much. Got anything else, Rachel?
That's it.
All right. And if you have any questions that come up, please contact us and ask, so you can know what to expect. We don't want anyone to be surprised by this. That's why we're trying to do this, why we made the announcement at church. And so this will be uploaded as a video, and so many people will watch it again. So we just... Yes, what do we got here?
Are you doing the camp thing tomorrow or Saturday?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Saturday. It's Saturday, not tomorrow. It feels like Friday today. Thank you, Maxine, I'm sure from Zion Lutheran Church. Yes, it is Saturday at noon. I'm doing Camp Minneboji. If you know anyone that's interested in learning more about camp or how we're going to handle all of this COVID stuff during this time at camp, tune in. Camp Minneboji Facebook page. And Greg and Rachel are signing out. God bless you.
Thank you, guys.
God bless you. Bye-bye now. See you next time.